times that changed us. COVID-19 has forever altered our world. These are the stories of lives changed.
Hi, I'm Natasha. I'm a mother of two. I have Anouk, she's 19, and then my little lot Lamiki, Bijou, who's 8. From Simonstown and currently living in Constantia. Pre-COVID, Natasha, we have always been very social. Like to have gatherings, like to have friends around, happy-go-lucky. What COVID meant to me before I got sick, I've always been the type of person to take things like this quite seriously, but I knew that I would have a hard time convincing everyone in the household to take it seriously. But I severely underestimated what COVID was. My husband got sick about 2 days before me, and I got sick very soon afterwards. And then my daughter got sick, and it was all sort of 2 days apart. And we literally fell like flies. And by day 6, by then Andre was 2 days ahead of me, so he was completely man down. And by day 6, I couldn't look after him at all anymore. And day 8 was my worst. I had a transchemic attack, and I couldn't stand on my feet. I fell around. I was completely disoriented, and I knew something was seriously wrong. I had a terribly sore chest. If I breathed in, it felt like I was breathing glass. It was sore, and I had this extreme tiredness. I could hardly walk. Andre couldn't help me. He was completely man down. Yeah, it was up to Anouk, so she phoned a random doctor that she had a number of, and she said, "My mom's here, do you want to speak to my mom?" And I couldn't speak. I couldn't move my tongue. It was like I was paralyzed. It was the weirdest thing. And we phoned him again when Anouk got sick, because she, funny enough, as an 18-year-old at that stage, got dreadfully sick, which was also a misconception. And then I'd gone to hospital. What I saw there also traumatized me, because they were literally, people was being resuscitated, and there was a guy shouting, an old gentleman, "Please help me," and he couldn't breathe, and it was a very traumatic experience. And I was there for a long, long time because of the demand. They had so many people to tend to in one go. Everyone wanted their attention immediately. And she looked at me and she said, "I'm sorry, but we've just resuscitated a guy. I know you're very sick, but there are sicker people that we have to take care of first. And how can you argue with that, you know?" After Bijou, my youngest, got symptoms, I think my body responded so badly to finding out that the little one got sick. And I think it just sent me over the edge. So a lot of it had to do with anxiety. I am a very anxious person, and just trauma. And I think that brought on a second, attack. And there were days, by day 10, 11, 12, that I really didn't think I was going to make it. And then eventually, in the end, little Bijou was the last man standing. But she saw her mom leave, go to hospital twice, and I didn't know that I was coming back. And Anouk all of a sudden had to sort of man up. The worst moment for me during the whole experience was not being able to be the strong one for the kids, and seeing them fall apart and not being able to do anything about it. So that was hard. It's made me a lot more anxious. I worry a lot more. I think mental health has really sort of come to the forefront, and a constant fear of getting sick again. If I could go back now, I would tell myself to stay at home. What I would say to the staff in the private hospitals, I would remind them how very special they are, because apart from doing what they're doing, I think a very small percentage of people are able to do what they do. I would say that they gave me hope, because the first thing they did was, "Everything's okay, just calm down, we're all here for you." And in that moment, you are completely hopeless. I would tell South Africa to stay off social media. I think it's been one of the biggest problems. My hope would be that they just put their trust in science and take it seriously and realize that it's not a joke. It's not something that happens to other people. And yeah, I just wish people would take it more seriously.
Their story is our story. Follow them by following HASA, Advancing Healthcare.